The trusdx. It ain't dead yet. Manuel DL2MAN has announced he is working on some new firmware for this wonderful little QRP radio. Let's take a look at some of the initial features next on AA3K On The Go. A couple of days ago, a new video from DL2MAN, Manuel, one of the creators of the trusdx QRP radio, announced that he has been working on some new firmware for this wonderful little radio. Being that it's been over a year since the last firmware release, this is quite welcome news, meaning that the trusdx still has a lot of life left in it. Now, Manuel did indicate that he has only been working on this firmware for 3 or 4 weeks. Still has a lot of work to go, but he did go over some of the initial features. And he also noted that Guido PE1NNZ has the final say on any firmware release. So we'll see what actually becomes of it, and there's nothing available to download just yet, but it's coming. So one of the first features that he worked on, and he's had a lot of people ask for something like this, is an online firmware download utility, somewhat similar to what's being done with Meshtastic units and Mesh Core units. So you would connect your trusdx to your computer, look up what COM port it is, go to the web page with the firmware, and set that COM port as talking to the trusdx, select the firmware you want to download, hit load, and off it goes. And when the process is done, you have the new firmware in the trusdx. There's actually going to be 2 firmwares. One for calibration purposes. You load that in, run the calibration sequence, and at the completion of it, it will write the necessary values into the memory of the radio. And then you would actually download and install the actual production work firmware, as Manuel calls it. And the tests seem to be quite exhaustive that the calibration software will be doing. There's going to be a new screen layout for the information on the screen, and one appears to be one big advantage. It's going to have an underline to tell you what digit you will be changing when you rotate the tune knob. Currently, that little caret dot that he puts next to the character is really hard to see even in the best of lighting conditions, and in bright sunlight where you really have to get down and peek at the display and shield it from the sun. This should make things a lot easier. Manuel is also redoing the menu system, that when you go into the menu, they will come up on the display so you can see the various options as you step through. That'll make things a lot simpler, and rather than having to dial all the way through until you find the item that you want. Manuel is also putting in new CW and SSB filters, and that's going to be a welcome addition and improve the performance of this little radio. Manuel is also going to be making the CW pitch adjustable. So if it's going to, I think, default to 700 Hertz, if you like 800 Hertz, if you like 600 Hertz, whatever, you'll be able to adjust that to your particular liking. I'm usually good in the 600 to 800 Hertz range. I'm not particularly picky personally in that regard. If you change the CW pitch, the CW filter center point will also correspondingly change to cover the value that you have selected. Really handy feature, and I think that makes it very similar to what's done in the QMX. And finally, a big request that Manuel has had is built-in SWR protection. And in the video, which I'm going to be linking in the description below here, he does show attempting to transmit in both CW and single sideband without an intended connector, and the radio immediately shuts down transmit because it's detected a high SWR. And he's doing that in particular to protect the final amplifier in this radio. He also notes there is a potential that he's going to have a little add-on board somehow to increase the output voltage of the built-in microphone. Right now it's pretty low, and it only, as he says, it only uses about 30 steps of a 1024 step analog to digital converter, which he says is that's what's driving the way the audio sounds when you use SSB on this little radio. I'm not sure if that also applies to using an external microphone with this radio. That would be a welcome addition and really improve the performance of this little radio. So as he said, he has a lot of work to go. He has not indicated a timeline of when it will be released. And will Guido actually approve the firmware also? Not sure. But something to look forward to, that this little radio definitely has a lot more life in it. So, do you have a trusdx? And do you use it regularly when going out in the field? why don't you put a comment down below and we can talk about our experiences with this wonderful little radio. Hey, catch you the next time on AA3K On The Go.